Today we're going to be having another discussion with one of our previous guests, Nibal AlDahouk, and we're going to be finding out why she withdrew from the race, what happened, and what she'll be doing moving forward. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate that. Hi, Nibal. Can you hear us?
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Shouf
Thank you for
has,
having us today again.
of
Trying to
course,
fix
you're
the
always
sound.
welcome.
Something is going wrong with the voice.
Take your time. Take your time.
Perfect. All right, now I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So, there's been some unfortunate news I heard. I heard you withdrew from the race.
Yeah.
Get on.
We're still going on though.
Oh, I know that. I know that's for sure. Yani, what happened? Why did you decide to withdraw and the team as well, right? All of Shouf District.
Yeah. Not actually Shouf District, if I may say. There has been some misbalance, if I may say, in the process. The process was going actually in the right direction for some time, and I think you were involved at some point in the voting process that we were trying to make as valid as possible over a platform that people would, experiment with it for the first time. And we tried to make it as secure as possible. It was even the platform was not even landed in Lebanon; it was even in US. So people were given codes, and we were supposed to start from there, as you know. We wanted to give the people an experience of having to vote without being threatened that their voice won't be heard, or it won't even reach, or it won't be part of the count. And at the same time, we wanted people to participate and engage and be active in choosing the people that they want them to be representing them. So at that point, we had many candidates who had joined Hamlet Shouf District, and the whole campaign was actually loaded with people, with candidates, with people trying to enter the campaign in order to vote for those candidates. Least did we expect was to get hacked, so that all the results just, we won't say went down the drain. Actually, we were able to regain them, but that was late after. Deciding on the lists and the people who want to join the lists and what partners are going to be part of the same list. That whole process was tedious, and it was such a short time to negotiate for partners you want to have to continue a long road with, a tough road with, and as you know, it's gonna be, it's not gonna be that easy to go along with people who might not have the same speech, the same language, the same way of thinking. The main point we wanted to have was to take people to the next step. So the understanding of there are lists, there are people who are there for you to represent and for you to vote for, was somehow a transition phase, if I may say, because it was clear that it was not the time for us right now. We had to take a step back in order to be able to make more steps forward. And the decision of, running for candidacy is very much equal to the decision of, withdrawing from candidacy. It is where you look for people, for yourself to represent people. You cannot just go say, I think I do. Yes, dear. Somebody's saying we need more details. Yes, I'm ready to give
We're gonna get there.
whatever. I'm going to be as transparent as possible. At the end of the day, people are not deprived from their right. I am here to encourage people to practice their rights. One of your rights is to vote. Don't give that up for any reason. We are voting to change a regime that does not match our thoughts, does not match our ambitions, does not match the Lebanon that we want to have for us, for our kids, for our grandkids. And that's why we're here today. This is what we want to focus on. And definitely any other details needed, we will definitely extend on that.
Absolutely. Amjad, thank you so much. It's very unfortunate to hear that you had to withdraw. And before I ask you a couple more questions about that, so what happened? The website was sabotaged. You said you got hacked. What happened? And what did
Yes, we
that
did.
impact? What was the impact as well? Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course. Thank you for asking this question. It means a lot for me and for the team who are watching us today. As I said before during our last interview, that we had zoned ourselves into different districts in a sense, like we had different committees running the campaign. We had people in charge of organizing everything on the ground. We had people who were communicating with other people. We had external affairs committee that used to communicate with all candidates in the area to be able to involve them in this campaign and make everybody have be engaged and feel part of this campaign, rather than feel, okay, those candidates have just they were just brought in for me to take the decision and choose one. We wanted everybody to be part of this, so we reached the phase where we as candidates were asked to introduce ourselves in short videos. We had a committee that was in charge of observations and evaluations. They would meet every candidate. We would have 8 questions to answer, and this interview would be viewed by the voters over the website, which was really very, very impressive. So you had the chance. I don't know if you had the chance to vote. I think you were one of the people who went very late. I'm not sure though.
I wanted
So.
to.
Yeah, yeah. So we were sending messages out for expats and inside Lebanon. We sent out, I'm guessing, about 800 messages to 800 people, many different messages, because you need to vote for different seats, and you would receive a one-time message. Once you open that link and vote, you won't be able to access it again. And that's all to protect the voters' right to vote. And give him the chance to think on his own, which candidate do I believe would represent me better. People were able to see those videos. They were able to evaluate those videos on a scale of 10. 4 was the least possible mark for you to vote for. And accordingly, you would vote for different candidates on different seats as per the law, the electoral law that we have. And suddenly, early in the morning, we started receiving messages from people that they can't open their links and they can't vote by 10:30 morning, and they had the chance to vote up until 12. So what we were trying to do is trying to find out what was wrong with the system, and suddenly it all crashed down. And by communicating with the company in US, they sent us reports of the hacking. There was more than 1,500,000 pins happening at the moment on that website, and that was really like out of expected, and it was not needed by any means. Definitely lists were going to happen. Definitely we were going to continue persevering in our ways. We will not stop because of somebody hacking a system or not. All what we wanted to do is we wanted to give the people a chance to be represented properly, and this is how we believe things should be digitized. People should have the right, should have the freedom, should feel empowered to vote for the person they think that best represents them without any pressure. Having had that happen, we had only a day and a half to come up with the list that we want to present ourselves. So we asked all the candidates to come on board. We met together. Sorry, Rada, we do not have any suspects yet, but we're still on it with the company in US. I'm trying to answer well, if
Okay.
I
Yeah,
may,
yeah.
Omar. So
It's a
because it's
discussion. Yeah, exactly. People have questions. People want to know. I mean, I want to know. I'm shocked that you guys had
yeah,
to, call it quits as far as this election goes. And
yeah,
so it's definitely something that's on our head. It's on our minds, and we're like, what's going on? And yeah, that's
yeah,
it's terrible.
yeah,
1.3 million pings or so. I'm pretty sure those are not voting.
yeah, yeah,
I wish.
yeah. They cannot access the system if they don't get if the messages that we send via the campaign. That was the thing. That's why they had to start sending those pins externally. We sent the reports. We posted the reports directly on Shouf District for validation for people to understand that it's not a scam. This is really what happened. We're still following up with the company. We did receive the results later on, but that results came very late, number one. Number two, it's not fair for us to take those results into consideration because people, didn't finish their voting. The people didn't have the chance to vote, so we cannot even weigh that in a proper way. As I said, we had only a day and a half to decide. No, actually, it was more than that. It was 4 days over the weekend. We started our meetings. We had to go in the same orthodox way that we go through, traditional way, sit together, decide who stays on the list, who doesn't. Just when we started from then, the team and I started, rethinking the process. Like, is this really what we want to go through? Is this really what represents us, what we've been fighting for? And ever since then, we started evaluating where do we stand and where do we want to go. Having said that, we sat on the tables together. We had the names ready. We had to follow the steps of other people, like in Alay area, because we are on the same list actually. We communicated with them. Things were not going in a very smooth way. It was a rough road, specifically in such a short time. Negotiations cannot go this speedy, especially when it's about representing people. It's not about it's not about wins. It's about stances, It's not about me winning the elections or not winning it. The chances of me, winning that seat was not that much high. The point was, taking the stance and saying the words, voicing it out, being a model for people to voice up what they have. We're still on the case of the hacked system, but I would like to stop by the question that you mentioned. How did that impact the team? It impacted the team hugely. It's not the disappointment of, taking the step back. It's rather, the high expectations or the high hopes of us taking the step forward. And despite what the result is going to be, it's rather expressing ourselves and giving people the chance to express themselves. Having said that, we are in a state of recovery, all of us. And I send a big salute and a big hug and hearts, a lot of hearts, like the ones showering right now, to all the people who are on the team. They did their best. They still are doing it. And we will persevere.
Good. That's what we want to hear. It's definitely it takes a toll to go through what you guys have been going through. And Yatikum al-Afi for not giving up. Although it's sad to see you not running anymore. But did you do this because, was there more competition as well? Did this help? Did this move help other potential candidates? That's also important to know, because I'm sure there's other people still running, and please fill us in.
Sure. Actually, the momentum that was happening at the time, people were looking forward to have a unified list. Okay, so that was the main talk for over a couple of months, 3 months. So we accepted that the criteria that we put via the campaign are the ones who judge a unified list. And upon which we took the vow that we're going to go through this process, whatever the people deem fit, we will be under that umbrella and we will continue under this criteria. Despite the fact if my name was on the list or not, or anybody of us actually, that's how we went into the campaign. So when you reach a phase that there is no more criteria, it's hard for you to judge. There's no clarity in the path, So do you want to go there? If it's this unclear, this uncertain, do you want to take the people who want to vote for you there? Do you want to continue with the team who's going to put a lot of effort and time and belief, and despite this disappointment, you're going to have to get them ready for possible another disappointment because you're not sure that you're going to win this seat, right? Specifically in this electoral law, specifically in our area, specifically with all the competition happening, whether it's a rightful competition or not. So do you really want to put the team through this? Is it worth it right now? You know, after that, you've lost the platform, you've lost the criteria. Do you really want to continue? This is the question. Now, did it keep space for other candidates to move in? Yes, definitely. That's how it goes. We had an excess of candidates. That's why the platform was created, for the opportunity to have the best list possible voted by the people. For many reasons. And I want to say this very frankly, and I would like everybody to hear me saying it. We were not ready, not us as me. Have unified anything in our Lebanon. Yeah, Nizar, we have to think, what is it that we want unified? Do we want a unified list? Do we want a unified vision? Do we want a unified language? If we have the commitment, the right commitment, I can't say that the people who are opposing us don't have a stance. They have their own stances. They have their own belief systems. I don't condemn them for what they think about. I condemn the fact that we cannot, evaluate what they're doing. So if you're running a company and this company fails, least possible is you ask, why did it fail? How did it fail? Who's responsible? Because it hasn't been running on its own for 35 years, So people who are in charge, least possible they could have done, given the chance for the new generation to take over and try to fix what almost everybody thinks unfixable. So no, Nizar, we do not want to give up on the fact that we can unify, but things take time. It's just like a fruit that needs its time to ripen up. You cannot just speed it up. You cannot. It will be tasteless. It will be meaningless. It seems we need more time. 35 years of an old, rotten regime won't be just erased overnight. We have to be patient. We have to persevere. We have to stand by each other. That's how we stand stronger. And we move forward. I hope I did say everything needed to be said, but as we go, I'll definitely feed up the point.
So, Nibal, do you feel like, you could have continued on in the race? You still had that option?
Sorry, come again?
You still had the option to continue and move forward into the elections, correct? Okay. So this decision came after, of course, the sabotage and everything. But are you saying that there was also competition, that the fact that you guys couldn't unify was also one of the reasons why you decided to drop out?
Yeah. In my opinion, my modest opinion, if I may say, again, I thank you for highlighting that point, because it didn't reach its end. So if I'm saying we're looking for unifying lists, all right, any kind of people on the same list would do fine, despite the fact where they come from or how they think or what are the targets or what's the program. Is this what we need to unify a list for? Now we're beyond this. Lists are already there. We need to think beyond, but we're just going to pause for some time and talk about this. For all the questions in the people's brains, we have to respect that, and we have to give them the chance to think about it. So when we're thinking of unifying, any effort needed, what do we want to unify? We can just bring a group of people who are rich in different backgrounds, who who have run for candidacy, who happen to be in the same place, and just put them on the same list? Don't we need at least minimum criteria for people how they think they're going to move forward later on? And this is what the unclear vision is what put us all together on this platform, where we started asking, okay, we want unity, but what kind of unity do we want? Is it just the 13 names that we're going to have who have to be on the list, just bringing in their potentials? Well, I see many of the candidates that have run for candidacy, specifically in our area. Many of them are really at a good level of, knowledge and skills and understanding, and probably have their own plans as well. What's the judge? What is it that that creates this common shared goals that we are gonna move forward with? Like we have 13 names. We're sure we're not gonna access the system through these 13 names. Say we do by 2 or by 3 or by 1 even. At least to have the other group or the rest on the list to stand by this candidate and push with them and create this the people power with them to keep pushing for this candidate to be able to move forward in making things happen. Because when you reach the parliament, you don't think that with the snap of a finger you're going to make things happen. It's not that easy. We all know that, right? We knew where we're going, and we knew what kind of conflict or war, a war zone we're walking into. But we were betting on the people power that would be behind our back, that would hold us strong, that will make us hold our grounds and move forward from there. At least in changing the mentality, if not making things happen, at least. So yeah, at that point, I took the decision to withdraw. Definitely, like there was a space on all the lists for us to be part of. This is not the question, really. The question was, is it the right time and place for us to be where we are? We didn't get the chance to do it the right way. Were we okay with it happening the wrong way? If we knew exactly where we're going, yes, it would have been like, it's okay, despite the way we know where we're going. But if you were at a level of uncertainty and unclarity, it was not the choice to be taken, or to jeopardize the team's efforts and feelings and emotions and time and resources, keeping in mind like we would need all kinds of resources to support us. Is this really what we wanted to do? And our decision was, no, it's not, probably not right now.
I think that's, I mean, you made a very critical and wise decision. Like I said, it's unfortunate. But one more question before we try to move forward. So,
sure.
And we have someone saying, did you get threatened? Before we answer that question, so we had 13 members in the Druze community, or 14, competing against each other, and we only get 2 seats, am I correct? Or
no, actually, there are 3 members on the list. That is a merger list between the Shouf area and the Alay area. No, it's not only about the Druze seats. On every list, consisting of 13 people, could be 1 list, could be 2, 3, despite the people choose how many lists they want to run for. In each list, there are 13 seats, and these seats are divided as per like Druze or Catholics or Muslim Sunnis or Muslim Shia or whatever. So yeah, this is the electoral law in Lebanon, unfortunately, and we had to run by it. So yeah, it was not our game, it was not our law. We did accept all that, except we cannot accept the other dirty parts, the rest of the rest of the team, the rest of the talk. You mentioned something, yeah. As per the lists, so for example, right now we have 5 lists running. They consider themselves as opposing the regime and the lists of the regime. So we have 2 lists representing the regime, and we have 5 against those lists. This is not very healthy, definitely. People feel as confused as we were when we had to take the decision to withdraw. We respect that. But again, I ask the people to investigate and think, what is it that they want unified, and what kind of list and what kind of people they want to vote for. It is a great practice. It's the best exercise you can do right now for us to be able to meet again in 4 years and think, okay, what are we going to do further about it? And down the road, in these 4 years, what are we going to change and do and look forward to be able to reach the list, if you want, you know, that will really boost the NU regime. Yes, Farad, I agree. Too many lists, and it's very unhealthy. But I'm going to extend furthermore on this when Omar gives us the sign for it. I don't want to miss the question of someone asking, was anyone threatened? Yes. I myself was not threatened. So I'm answering that question on air. Like I did, like somebody asked us before in that interview. No, I was not threatened by any means. Actually, I look for trouble. This is my character. It's not because I like trouble. It's because in our Lebanon, and we all know, people have issues in implementing the law. And I am a firm believer in law. And I believe laws are there for people to feel equity and live equally in a country as beautiful as Lebanon, as amazing, as rich, as powerful as Lebanon. So no, there were no threats at all, at least for me. I don't know if other candidates have felt that. They can express themselves. For me, it didn't happen. But we definitely can't just, overlook the fact of what happened to Shouf tent, which we had. Yes, we need to be troublemakers. At some point, yeah. We have to make a point, right?
Definitely.
We have to negotiate and make a point.
That's what we're here doing. I mean, the country's already in trouble, so you have to be strong to go through all this. And of course, you were as strong as you can be, and you're still strong right now. And I'm sure the team backs you up with that. So my question about my question about the 13 seats, I'm not an expert in the electoral law and everything, but that's what I was trying to get at. The competition amongst you guys is very high, and you guys couldn't agree on just one list of good people to support one another, so that way we can actually have a higher chance of succeeding. That's kind of what I wanted to clarify for the people. And so that was one of the main reasons why you guys decided to drop out, potentially?
Yes, I'm just trying to read what Muhammad is writing down as you're saying what you're saying.
We won't ignore
Listen,
him.
I want to say something for the mere statement of facts, because what we really lack in our country is stating facts. So what happened is that the government is not in a static phase. So people were just speculating: is there going to be elections? Is it not going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Up until the ministry announced that the elections is going to happen, it was really a bit late. It was like 6 months only, So it is not really, after 3 years of revolution, of oppositions, of Corona, COVID-19, of economic crisis. And when we say crisis, it is I can't even explain. We spoke about that before. We can speak of that. We can write books about it, but that won't change the fact that it's a crisis and we're still living in it. We're amidst it. Like just today, I passed by the shop to get some vegetables. I literally paid $50. $50, but that's in the Lebanese, like by Lebanese lira. So I think it's a 1 million something. Yeah, that used to be the salary of what can I say? A family of 4, a middle class family of 4. Yeah. So I don't know what to say about the crisis. So all this happened, and we kept moving on. We kept our stance. We kept confrontations. We kept voicing up. We kept marches. We kept we did a lot, right? Despite what was happening. Now, at this point, some people wanted to vote because they thought that what we were doing in the streets, or we were doing wherever we had a lot happening. So whatever we were doing, some people thought that this is not the right way to do it. Probably one of the best ways is to go through elections. So again, when the elections came, we took the decision, we're going to go through elections, we want to represent people who believe that this is the right way to do it. Yeah. So when we reach this phase, and we were given only 6 months, you're expecting this huge number of people in the revolution who do not belong to a specific party. In a party, there is specifically in Lebanese parties, not in the democratic parties of the other world where votings happen and stuff. In our parties, the head of the party goes up and says, okay, listen, guys, this is what we need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, vote for this, vote for that. This is your list. Go ahead and go. You're asking from us, the people, who have been over 35 years disconnected, completely disconnected. There are no public places for us to meet. There are no public platforms for us to be, except for restaurants enjoying Lebanese food. So what do you expect from those people? You expect them to come up with the list that will represent them? We're asking something very unreasonable from this huge movement. we have not done revolutions before. It's our first time. So there's no experience. And people, keep blaming. And why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? We're experimenting just like you guys, except for the fact some people experiment from behind the scenes. Some people just experiment in the streets. Some people experiment in elections. We have to be, open-minded enough to be able to break the system. Otherwise, we will be repeating the same system. We will be, yeah. Why don't you do this? Well, probably this doesn't work as well. We just have to be a bit flexible. We're trying our best here. If you feel there's another way, you're most welcome. The street is not mine. The revolution is not mine. We're all in this together.
We have to work. We have to work together, like you're saying. It's not just everyone has their own opinion, but we have to agree on some, and that's, I feel like that's the big hindrance on finding a way to unite and actually unite. Not, it takes a few ideas, join hand in hand, and that's how we can make the movement stronger and stronger. The way things are going, it kind of pushes us back. It's making the job a lot harder than it should be. But like you said, it's we're experimenting, so we will learn from this, and we'll definitely make the most out of it, hopefully. So
definitely. See, some people are afraid of experimenting. I love it. I love it. Because if we're going to keep doing the same traditional way, we can't expect to have something different. If you're using the same formula, you'll never get a different product. So we have to try it ourselves. We have to see what's fit for us, and we have to give ourselves time to communicate and connect and interact and have a lot of people on board. Like just today, wherever you go in Lebanon, you can hear people complaining, and they're not complaining for the sake of complaining. They're really relating their complaints to the elections, meaning they understood that their vote can make a difference. If there is any positive thing to what's happening, it is this thing. It's you understanding that you can make a difference as a person. Because people have been in a place where they think, what can we do? Nothing's going to change. This is what you used to hear all the time. Like, what are you doing, guys? Do you think anything is going to change? You've been doing this for 3 years. What happened? Now you hear a different dialogue. It is definitely not all over the place, but you can hear it excessively from people. And what about going back to the lists? Because I also Rada was asking about the lists. Within those 4 days where we started, remember, thinking about what list do we want to create, just about second day, third day, I had made my choice with the team. The team was clear. I was clear that it's not gonna work for us. Just by the last 2 days, I made a step forward by joining efforts of 2 revolutionary parties who were willing to make a list. And I was just hoping that I could make at least these 2 parties get together on one list instead of having 2 different lists again. And it just didn't happen. Probably the ties needed to be more, how can we say? They just needed more time. Things needed more time. I wish we had more time.
I could say the same thing. I mean, being stuck in a regime for well over 30 years, we definitely need more time to kind of make it sink in and find that glue that puts us together, and then we can just go. Yes, we'll find it. Sure. Okay, let's move forward a little bit. I think we kind of hit the nail on the head right there. Nibal municipality elections are in 2 years. Will you be contributing, and how will you do so?
Oh, thank you for the question as well. We're definitely on it. We're on everything that involves people. Awareness is spreading. This is great. This awareness started in the revolution times, and it's just like you planted a seed, and now you can see it blossom. It's blossoming at different levels within different people. Revolution is not something that I did or someone did. It's when you just wake up to a reality that you do not accept is there. You've just noticed that, oh my God, where am I? Why am I here? What's happening? The moment you have this eureka moment you have, I always call it eureka moment, this eureka moment you have will definitely make a change in your life. Now, how much time will it take you? How much time will it impact the people around you? Will it impact your life towards better decisions and better stances? That I can't decide. It's really variable. And has lots of variables feeding into it. Economic system is not helping. The health system is not helping. Educational system is not helping. Nothing is on your side but yourself and the people who can support you. That's why we are always in supportive communities where we stand by people. We try to help as much as possible, at least by being there for people if we cannot help financially or any other way. So elections coming up for municipalities, and yes, I'm going to push for all the youth to take over, because if we really want a better Lebanon, we need you guys to be in charge. This is a definite fact. A definite fact. And that's why I encourage you and all the people via your screen who believe in whatever they're thinking of, reach out to people who are different, not only who are similar. Try to find common grounds, try to find a shared language, a shared vision for your Lebanon, and you take the lead because you deserve it and you can. I myself, when it comes to municipalities, I'm going to be a support network for whoever wants to move forward with it. And I can, just work with them on millions and millions of plans. I have 1,000 ideas in my head right now, if you can ask me. I've been thinking about municipality in our country, in my town, in Gharife, because I'm married to Gharife. Unfortunately, we don't have a municipality. It didn't work for us. So ever since I came here, we've been trying all different kinds of initiatives, like the medicine initiative, like well-being initiative, like trying to support the public school in Gharife. I'm trying to work on a project where we can get to have some solar systems inside the school, when we get to change the school into a community school, the thing that I've already had in my program for elections. So there's a lot to celebrate our nature and our history. We have historical buildings and streets. It's like a downtown in every village, So, and Lebanon, is known for its tourism. It's also good to capitalize on that. It's known for our agriculture. It's, I know it's a mild agricultural system, but we can still capitalize on it, at least not to have to purchase stuff, to export stuff from outside and pay billions for it, specifically now that the lira is dropping down. So there are a million things to be done when it comes to municipalities. I really actually value that youth are getting involved in such things. We have youth involved in UN projects. We have youth involved in awareness about municipalities. And that's very promising. And I'm going to support that. Actually, you know what? If you check my status on WhatsApp right now, you will see an invitation to municipality awareness about laws and electoral laws and stuff like that. So yeah, we're already on it.
Good. Elections are important for parliamentary elections, municipality elections, from what I'm understanding, is also very important. And we can definitely make change happen as long as we keep getting new and trustworthy people into this,
True.
into politics.
True.
Moving forward.
And I believe.
Just
a second. I want to say one last thing about the municipalities.
Please.
I believe in decentralization. When you have a huge problem, how can you tackle it? You have to chunk it down to pieces and try to solve each on its own. So going to the parliament is definitely like you're knocking your head against the wall. It is this huge, and you won't even find your way in or your way out. It is gonna be a mess. I swear. I knew I'm going there. It was gonna be a mess. You will be targeted if you're doing something good, or if you're doing something bad, or if you're not doing anything at all. The game is not ours. The electoral law is not ours. Moving forward is not ours. Everything's against us, but we still decided to go through it. When it comes to municipalities, it's much simpler. It's much simpler. You're taking a smaller chunk, you're trying to fix it, and the impact will be huge because the impact is on the local community. People can have tangible evidence of achievements. They can see milestones of moving forward and change. It's different than you saying, I'm going to change a whole country. If you say, I'm going to change my town, and you have the proper evidence and tools to do that, that's how you can get the buy-in of people. And that's when you really represent the people, when you speak of something even on the longer run, you know? So yeah, that's what I wanted to pass.
That's actually, so I wanted to ask that. I just didn't want to take too long. And it's good to know that you can actually make an impact on the local level. And that's really important for people to know. Because some people might think, oh, we have to be in parliament to make that difference. Locally, you can have a huge impact, and it'll trickle upwards, hopefully, and lead into parliamentary change as well.
Definitely,
So,
definitely.
thank you so much for touching on that, and I do apologize. I was going to skip it, but thank you for
Yeah,
being
not at all, not at all.
People need this. People really do, and myself included. I have a lot of questions.
Small wins.
Yeah.
Small wins, small wins. We'll bet on small wins. That's what we'll keep doing so that we can persevere and keep moving forward. It's a long way to go. We'll support each other in saying that to each other all the time.
Exactly. The small wins will lead to the big ones. That's how it's going to go. So don't give up. Anybody, anybody listening, definitely do not give up. In fact, try harder. We'll make it happen.
Yes, indeed. Definitely we will.
You're definitely a social activist, Nibal. We can all see that.
Thanks.
Yeah. What are your plans moving forward? This is something I wanted to get into.
Where do I start?
You've already started.
My family keeps saying, when will you get a break? After I came from UAE, my family was expecting me to have, my time laid back and enjoy meeting my friends again and seeing people again. I just have a full calendar. I'm not having enough sleep. I'm not sure if it shows on my face.
Believe me, يعطيك العافية, and it doesn't matter. That facial expression shows that you're actually working. And yes, we need rest. Yes, we need to go out, but this is not the time for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, It's not the time. It's the time to keep moving forward. Honestly, if you sit back for some time, you just think, oh my God, what could I have done in this half an hour instead of me just sitting, doing nothing? For me, working forward is very important. This is the role. This is my life. I'm a workaholic. If there is no job for me to commit to, I will commit myself to social work. Hello to you, Tariq. You are the beautiful people. Thank you for being here, all of you. And there's a lot of beautiful engagement. It's very interesting. Thank you, Omar, also for having us tonight again.
I love the energy. We're getting a lot of energy from the people, and that's what we're doing this for. We're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the people. So the involvement is definitely appreciated.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue with the Zero Waste Community. We're actually already on the run, on the other run, which is the spring run. We started adopting the plugging sports, if you've heard of it in Sweden. They started the sports, which is the jogging and plugging the waste off the ground. So they were the first to do that. And we adopted that a year back, and we started doing what's known in our program Fard al-Ard. We walk with people, with hikers. People invite us to their towns and villages. We walk in nature. We walk in historical streets, holding reusable bags and plugging everything that is not to be put, that shouldn't have been there. It's just bringing it into awareness and making them more mindful about the environment. And at the same time, we explain for them how important this project is for our community and how they can support it just by donating their waste to us in a sorted manner. And it's on the run, and people are so excited about it, and we are more than grateful for the villages and towns who have already invited us and are still already are extending their invitations. So we're very glad and very happy. I would really appreciate everybody, even if you're not in Lebanon, if you can support by just following the page and interacting on the page. That will help us spread even more, and will validate what we're doing in a sense of this is really a good movement. This is really this really presents us, even if we're not in Lebanon, and this way we can help people believe, like, okay, this is a good focus, this is a healthy focus to keep. At the same time, we're going to continue with our social support in our local communities when it comes to medications, when it comes to well-being. We're going to focus more on that, moving on with municipalities and supporting the youth and moving in that direction, empowering their leadership skills to move there, and thank you very much. I wouldn't recognize the name too fast for you, 101, but that's you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support.
Yeah,
Everybody.
and definitely we have a beautiful revelation. An educational group is on the build for say 4, 5, 6 months now. It's definitely something out of the box. I won't spoil the surprise. You will get it first when we're going to announce it. Definitely you will be the first to know about it. I promise that. Because you've been very, very, very generous with us over the couple of months. So yeah, it's a very impressive educational group. It has very rich and diverse targets, and it will take us places in the educational revolution that we're targeting. We're also working on a collaborative project right now with organic and non-organic waste and what we know as the Kentenes. It's a shop that encourages people to reduce their waste and reuse the resources that we have. So we're looking forward to create a green community in a whole village, and that could be a model or a template to be replicated later on in any village around Lebanon. And the collaboration is not only from Shouf area, it's also from Beqa area. So we're having different people coming on board. Where are we? Where to go?
You're doing a lot. You're doing so much. And everyone that's helping you, God bless them. It's
we need to do this. Yeah, it is needed, and it's definitely needed, definitely. So all this is happening, and much more going to happen. I promise. There are lots of ideas, but I don't wanna, say we're going there if we're not. Once things happen, definitely we will inform people. My page is gonna be the first thing to announce everything that's happening. Not to give credits to what I'm doing, because I can't do any of this without the people who are around me, and it's all about teamwork. It's all about teamwork. It's never one person. This is something that we need to install in people's heads. So please take that and make it resonate everywhere. It's never one person. It could never be one person. It's all about that teamwork and the effort the successful effort put together that makes a bigger impact. So yeah, we will keep you posted about everything we're doing. Make sure you stay tuned to our pages.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all that info. And like I said, God bless everyone that's with you doing this, and all the local communities that are working with you as well, and inviting you to help them out as well, because everyone needs this motivation, and everyone needs to see it and see the change, and that's going to help them pick it up as well, and kind of pick up the torch and keep moving, keep improving.
True. So true. I wanna highlight something. Someone said, I can't really find Muhammad, probably. He said we need to build a like-minded community. I would rather say, Muhammad, if you could say, I would like to build a visionary community, because when you say like-minded, it's just like you're choosing people who look like you, who think like you, who live like you, to be with you, and that's what already is in Lebanon. It's like a federal situation where people choose to live in their areas.
It sounds
what can I say? Yeah, let's have one vision.
Yeah, that you're trying to say that's kind of like saying it's a closed-minded community, which we're trying to be more open-minded and visionary. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Mohammed, I know what you were trying to say as well, and we absolutely we need that. We need to be open-minded, and we need to be open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and
definitely,
we need to act upon it. Exactly.
Okay, Muhammad, my fault. Yes, I totally
Not
agree
giving
with
up
you.
and actually trying to do something. That's exactly what we need.
Thank
Those are the
Thank you for
people we want
clarifying.
to agree with our mindset.
Yes, Those are the people who need to run for elections for municipalities.
Exactly. Ghada said something as well. Diversity is good, yet we need to meet at a point which is building up this country by all means. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, it's so true. You know, it's very interesting what you said right now. You know, when you sit with people and talk, each one believes his perspective is the right perspective. This is what we actually are suffering from in Lebanon. You know, the interaction is not a live one. In a sense, like we're talking, right? It's like when I'm talking, you're thinking of what you want to say rather than you're listening to what I'm saying in order to be able to build upon it and scaffold the thinking. So if we don't scaffold our thinking, we won't be able to reach to a higher level. We will remain at the same level. I'm saying what I want to say, you say what you want to say, we're still there. This is where we're stuck right now. Okay? I can't just generalize, but I'm just saying most of our problems when we communicate publicly with people is this. People speak the same language that I speak sometimes. If I go into their pages and I see they're from different parties or they're from different belief systems, it's just because we do believe the same thing, but you think it in a different way from your perspective. I understand it in a different way from my perspective. What we need to think about is how will this manifest? These thoughts, how will they manifest? Us saying that we need to persevere, that's great. What does it mean? Does it mean I need to persevere during tough times and just find other solutions to be able to pass? Or does it mean I need to take a stance and voice up my opinion and fight with people who are not taking the right decisions? What is it? It's your choice is true, but at the end of the day, what is it that makes an impact? We need the tools, we need the strategies, we need to move forward. Chatting is for us to find a common ground, a shared vision, a common language. But at the end of the day, if this doesn't manifest in a proper country, well, good chat.
Yes, we're definitely not chatting just to chat. We're definitely trying to find points we can agree on and move up this ladder. Because if we can't find ways to agree, we'll stay at the bottom.
Yes. Great Arabic man.
Nibal, are you going to be running for the elections 4 years from now?
I would love to. I didn't have a chance, to live the experience to its fullest. I had the chance to experiment with it, but not to live it. The intention of running for elections is not to create another stance of inheritance like it's happening in our country, not at all. But definitely, I would love to. But I would also want to have a valid, strong, solid ground to stand upon and move forward. And that would only come from the people, from the circumstances, from developing. And I think because one of the titles that I used for running for candidacy is we're all responsible. Okay, so it is my responsibility. I probably should have connected more with people. I really honestly didn't have it as a target in my head to run for candidacy. It just was an interest, and it manifested with different people's support around me. I think from now on I will be thinking more about it, and I'll see how will this, how can I invest more in this? By investing in social work, because what I believe in is politics is a means for us to support social systems, social reforms. We cannot just, speak dirty politics for the sake of politics. We cannot just consider politics like in Lebanon. But you were going for elections, you should have known you're going to go through this. No, I don't want to go through this. I'm here to redefine politics. I'm not here to go through the same old book. If I wanted that, I would have accepted the old regime. It's just as simple as that. Yeah. I'm not here to talk the same talk they want to talk to me. I can just go on with chats with people in the regime and in the politics that's right here. They won't take me to places where they want to go because I won't go there. I want the new Lebanon that represents me. I will not use the same language. I will not go down the same road. So yeah, definitely. Why not? It's a chance. It's an opportunity, and we'll see in 4 years' time.
I wish you the best. Definitely don't give up. And I mean, it's good to see that you have, the strength and belief that you want to make a change. You don't just want to agree with the previous ways just to get in. Because yes, we can all do that, and then no change will happen. Another 4 years go by, another 8 years, and here we are. We're 60 years in, and Lebanon hasn't changed. So let's try to.
Unless unless I find a better candidate to represent me. If I find candidates that can represent me, I will not run for candidacy. I'll choose them.
That's amazing. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
We want to encourage
definitely.
more people with an open mind, a different idea, a different belief, a new Lebanon, If you believe in a new Lebanon, definitely the floor is open to you. So I like that you said that. We're not here to compete against each other. We're here competing against the regime.
Definitely. Definitely. We have to keep that at our mind. Yes, definitely. So true. So true.
So, like I said, it's unfortunate you're not running anymore. And it's sad to see it go like that, but it's good that you're still making the social impact that you're doing, and you're actually going to push forward with that. And hopefully in the next 4 years, we might see you again. And hopefully we'll have a unified list by then. And we could actually see more progress. And actually we'll see the result that we want, which is to see you win this election or someone with a similar mindset.
Nibal, thank you very much, Omar, for everything you've done, for all the inspiring chats we have. I always thought that this is what I have in mind, but you manage to bring out the best out of it.
I try.
I encourage people to maintain hope. Life is hope. You wake up every day taking for granted that you're alive. But it is not. You woke up with the hope of living. So let's hold on to that. We're human beings. That was also part of my speech for running for candidacy. We're all human beings. We need support. We might sound strong. We might sound, unbreakable. But at the end of the day, we definitely go through tough times. So we need you guys to be there for us, to support us. All the support. For me, the only support that's needed is supporting, at least maintaining a secure well-being, having a proper support network to keep moving forward. If you believe that what we're talking about is a good starting point, let's start together. And the most beautiful word that you used right now is progress. Okay, let's make progress and measure that down the road. And I'm grateful. Thank you.
Definitely. Of course, I'm just as grateful. And I like to always have, productive conversations and discussions, of course. I have one last question for you, Nibal, before I let you go. And of course, you get the last word, as usual. So since you're not running anymore, I think it's important to get your opinion. Do you have any recommendations for people who will be voting in the Shouf and AlDahouk district? Are there any specific candidates that you'd like them to possibly consider supporting? Please mention the name if you do.
Yeah. The internet was going very bad. I think I guess what you just said. You're asking me to make references for people if they're gonna vote, right?
In the Shouf and AlDahouk district, yes. If there are any names of candidates, please let us know.
If you allow me, I won't be suggesting any in AlDahouk district because that won't be fair. I haven't been in direct contact with those people. It was contact via the campaign and the committees of the campaign, so I myself don't know those people. So I want to maintain an objective opinion towards people before I'll be able to give a reference. I'm this serious when it comes to giving references on people. What I can advise people is 2 things. You have to decide, guys, what do you want? Do you want to vote for a candidate whose seat can possibly reach out to the parliament because you want to have more candidates in the parliament to represent you. Because you believe that even if you have 2, 3, 10, or 15 out of 128 candidates will make a difference or are basically a milestone to measure a success over some time, you will be guided through those seats that will or have highest potential to reach parliament. We will guide you through our pages to that. We will use names. It will be that very simple. If you are thinking that despite the number of candidates who will reach the parliament, it will not make the difference that you're looking for, and you think you will need a program, a real action plan that will help you move to the next step, meaning taking these elections as a transition phase with its rules and regulations that do not apply to our understanding of Lebanon, there is also another list that you can vote for. So out of the 5 lists, there are 2 lists that we will be guiding you through them. One of them is the one that holds a program on a national level that after the elections, despite the results, will continue to observe the parliamentary work and decide if it's going in the right direction or not, and keep pushing for the people power. Another one is working on names to just enter the system. So these are 2 different approaches that are here. They both represent me relatively, okay? And we will be guiding people to it. So all I ask from people is to bear a little bit with us. We're doing our homework. We don't want to, just like we did not want to make the step in the wrong way, we will not be guiding people in the wrong way. So we will just give us some time, and we will be shedding light on that in our pages, definitely, with names if people wish.
Okay, perfect. Personally, I wanted to know who can be potential to support, because a lot of Lebanese people don't know where to go after this. If they wanted to support you, for example, what should they do next? Do you have recommendations? So I do encourage you to put that all over your pages. Definitely spread the good word, and I encourage people to do the research on your recommendations as well.
Yes.
I wish you were able to mention some names here, but there's no pressure as long as you promise us that you will do so.
I'm working with the team on it, honestly. I really, we're trying our best because that, Lebanon data is just not there. We're just trying to base our conclusions onto that 2018 elections data. So I'm not sure how much that is, very valid, but we will definitely state facts as is. We will be true to what we say, as we do always, and we will ask people to do their homework. So even if this is what we're saying, don't take us for granted, okay? Please go, do your homework, search those pages, look for those people, and choose who you think best fits the position or best suits you for this phase moving forward.
Exactly. Nibal, do you want to take one more question before you wrap it up with your last words for the people?
Yeah, sure. I want to say hello from Brazil to Mustafa. He just joined us from Brazil, so I feel very excited. Can we start all over again?
Welcome, Mustafa. Thank you so much for joining us. And Tar, exactly. We all know who not to support. That's the important part. And hopefully we'll get some more insight as well from you guys. I appreciate all you guys' efforts. Nibal, the question was, so regarding the progress, you were talking about progress, I may have mentioned that. Where are we today? And if you have a percentage that you could say, like, what's the percent of the progress that we've reached today? Can you give people some hope on that? Doesn't have to be a percentage, but where are we at?
I'm going to tell you something. It's not positive. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's not from a positive background. It's not giving false hope to people. It's just like I said. The seeds have started sprouting. That's for a fact. It's growing at different levels. You can see it clear in places, and you can see that it's not clear yet in some other places. What I can say is We need to speak up. We need to speak up. We need to negotiate. We need to speak the language of the logical language. We need to listen to each other. We need to communicate. It's 2022. 21st century skills are almost done, you know. Communication, collaboration, creative thinking. We need every single skill you have in your toolkit to pull it out and make a difference. Okay, so I would just want people to think of action. What are we going to do? What is each and every one of us going to do? This is my final word for everybody. So we can chat from here till the end of the days. But we need to make a difference. To make a difference, we have to make it. Make it, literally. Take an action. Make a small initiative from wherever you are that would support or help someone do something, make a difference. And the most important thing is changing the mindset. You know, never taking anything for granted. I've said a lot already. I don't want to seem like I'm repeating myself. It is very hopeful. It is very hopeful. It is at such times where you think people have gone through a lot. If this didn't wake them up, this would. Exactly. So let's think, despite this black times we're going through, there's no other way but up. There's no more down.
Yeah, we've gone to the bottom already. We've gone to the bottom.
That's base.
Yeah,
we touched base, unfortunately.
And then you start going up.
We're going up. We're definitely going up. So when we're going up, we need all effort possible, all energy possible. We need you. We need everybody on board.
Yep. Now, I have one more question for you, and I think we may have touched on it because about the municipality elections. You're going to start working on those, correct? Like supporting municipalities and things like that, creating awareness. Do you have that in your plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. We're actually collaborating with NGOs and initiatives who are putting a lot of time and effort into this direction. Like I said, over the week, I think it's April 21st. Thursday, April 21st, we have our first session, live session. We used to do that by Zoom due to the health situation we had. But right now we have one happening in our area, in Shouf area, in Baqlin, actually, in Baqlin Simkhani, if I may say. Please check the Facebook page of Nahnu. It's an NGO that promotes a lot of stuff, like local objectives. One of them is creating awareness towards a better impactful municipality work. So yes, youth need to be encouraged. They need to be on board. If they can't be in person, they can be on Zoom. We all know it's a digital world. There's nothing that can stop us. Educate yourself more about this. We all need to be unfortunately, our country does not allow it. That's why we need to make it happen. There's no platform for us to have the knowledge or skills or transparency. We need to make it happen. Yeah, we need to support each other for that. And you will find lots of information also on my page about that.
And I will do my best to share that with the people. Thank you so much for answering that question. Nibal, I want to give you the final words. I appreciate your time, first of all. Thank you so much for being with us and providing hope and giving us feedback about what happened and the reason why you withdrew. Please give us your last words for this discussion, of course.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
I say stay tuned. Stay tuned, yes, because this definitely. We're living life. We're here to enjoy it. We're here to make a difference. Let's make it together.
Definitely. And we will. We will. That's for sure. Thank you so much, Nibal. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. If you do have questions, feel free to add it in the comments section when we post this video, or reach out directly to Nibal on her pages. Nibal, all the best. You take care. We'll close it in a sec. You guys can finish the chat. Thank you, Nizar.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to all.
Thank you so much. Nizar, Muwatin Makhshoush, Nadia, thank you guys. I appreciate all the support. And Muhammad as well.
Thank you. Good
Rima,
night.
take care. Bye, guys. Bye,
Bye, good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.